Well, hello, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Mackailyn Johnson, standing in for Sarah Habakowitz. I'm also here with meteorologist Corrales Ortiz on this beautiful Saturday that we've been having.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yes.
And we saw temperatures a little bit warmer compared to the last couple of days. That's going to be the trend as we continue on into next week. You know, summer in full swing.
Absolutely.
But not a bad start to the weekend, right?
I'm not mad about it. That sun was shining, and
we saw some sun, some clouds, no weather to impact any plans if you had anything outdoors today. So that's always the good news. Let's take a look right now at those current temperatures. We're still pretty warm this evening in the low 80s. A few spots a bit cooler, already dipping into the 70s this evening. We'll be cooling down into the mid to low 60s later tonight. We'll see a little bit more of that cloud cover kind of stick around. So it will still be looking good for our Sunday. We'll see more of these sun and clouds with highs nearing the upper 80s. So we're inching closer to 90 degrees once again, and possibly seeing an isolated shower or two for some areas. Matter of fact, this upcoming week is going to be a bit active week for us, with rain chances pretty much every single day. Not going to be necessarily a complete washout for some of these days, but you'll have more details on what to expect next week in your forecast just ahead.
Thanks, Corrales. And new tonight at 6, authorities in Jonesboro are in the early stages of an investigation into a shooting at Riceland Foods in Jonesboro. Jonesboro police say that around 10:30 this morning, they responded to a shooting at the Riceland Food Complex near Geehee Street in Jonesboro. When they arrived, they found one seriously wounded gunshot victim who was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. The shooter was identified as Riceland employee 45-year-old Walter Joyce, who was killed during the incident on Saturday. Joyce led multiple agencies on a chase following the incident. And police say the suspect was killed after an exchange of gunfire. We'll provide details on this developing story as they become available. And a woman is in critical condition tonight following a hit and run early this morning just west of the Poplar Grove Senior Community. Little Rock police tell us that just after 12:45 a.m., a woman was struck by a white vehicle as she was walking along Canis Road. The woman remains in critical condition right now at an area hospital after sustaining life-threatening injuries in the collision. Police ask anyone with information or video regarding this incident to call 501-918-5105. And Congress is expected to vote next week on a gun control package in the wake of several mass shootings that have deeply affected the nation. Wendy Gillette has more from New York.
The White House was basked in orange light to mark Gun Violence Awareness Day.
This is a public health crisis, something that we cannot afford to not address, because every day over 100 people are shot and killed with a firearm.
Survivors of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting almost a decade ago in Newtown, Connecticut held a protest.
When I sit in my classroom, I must be able to stare at the door or any entry point to look for potential danger. Every classroom I walk into has an escape plan engraved in my head, and I scope out any object that I can use to hide.
Not one more!
Not one more!
The student demonstration was one of many across the country, from Madison, Wisconsin to New York City to Portland, Maine.
Mass shootings have tripled since 2004, when the federal assault weapons ban expired. This was a law that existed, and this is a law that can exist again.
But a federal assault weapons ban is unlikely.
Right now, there aren't the votes in the Senate to ban assault weapons, but there may be the votes in the Senate to be able to expand our background check system, to help states pass red flag laws, for additional mental health funding.
Earlier this week, House Republicans said they're still opposed to most gun reform proposals.
Democrats today and this administration have indicated clearly that they desire to take away guns of law-abiding citizens.
The House could vote as early as next week on a gun control package that would include a measure to raise the age to buy a semi-automatic rifle from 18 to 21 and a ban on high-capacity magazines. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, New York.
But any measures passed in the House are unlikely to succeed in the Senate. A House committee will hold a hearing next week with survivors of the recent shootings in Texas and Buffalo, New York. And back here at home, a local organization is taking action to get guns off the streets of Little Rock. Today, Pi Beta Sigma hosted their second annual gun buyback event at St. Mark Baptist Church. TG11's Jade Jackson has more on the impact of this initiative.
Last year, they told us even if this initiative only impacts one person, they've done their part. And this year, they still want to make sure they keep that spark for change.
And we're trying to do things now to try and change the future.
Larry Griffo came to turn in his gun to the Little Rock Alumni Chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. They're working with Little Rock Police at St. Mark Baptist Church to get firearms out of the community.
Well, it was really a family heirloom. It was handed down from grandfather to my father to me.
Griffo says if disposing the gun can potentially keep it from being stolen and used in a crime, he's willing to give it up. The last few violent gun crime incidents in the city changed his outlook on gun ownership.
Foolishness is deadly and it's life-changing.
If we can get one gun that's going to possibly save a life, stop a crime, it's worth it.
Larry Harris is the president of the fraternity and says they have to do something. This is only the beginning of what they want to do to make a difference, and they're happy that St. Mark Baptist Church signed on to be the host church for this year.
We want to thank those who've come out, donate their guns today. It's been an awesome experience to see people lining up before the event to donate their guns, to be a part of reducing the violence in the city of Little Rock.
The process is very easy. All you have to do is come in, pull up, give us your whatever gun you're bringing in. We examine the gun, make sure it's clear, give you a gift card, and send you on your way, no questions asked.
The fraternity says in the wake of everything happening across the nation, any effort to reduce the level of violence happening in the city is a step in the right direction.
And we have to do whatever we can to make a difference to help curtail this, because this is a problem that's affecting all of us.
In Little Rock, Jay Jackson, THV 11 News.
Organizers for today's gun buyback say this year the community gave back 40 guns, an improved response from the 17 collected last year. Also happening today was the Art Talk Arkansas Scholarship fundraiser down at North Little Rock's Argenta Plaza. The weather was beautiful for the art festival this afternoon, which featured plenty of fun for the whole family. There was, of course, art for sale, a big sidewalk chalk area for little budding artists, food trucks, and a beer garden. But the gathering brought people together in Argenta for more than just fun.
We're so excited. Our mission is to promote the University of Arkansas, but also raise money for scholarships for our local kids to go to the university.
For more information on AR Chalk Arkansas and their mission to help students get to school at the U of A, visit our website, thv11.com. Abbott Nutrition says it's reopened its baby formula plant in Sturgis, Michigan, months after shutting it down due to a contamination issue. Abbott is starting production of EleCare and other specialty and metabolic formulas, but relief is likely weeks away for parents struggling with a nationwide formula shortage. Elise Preston has the latest from New York.
Abbott Nutrition says it has restarted production at its Michigan baby formula factory. The long-awaited news comes months after the company shut down the plant due to a contamination issue. The Biden administration is hoping the plant's reopening will help ease a nationwide supply shortage that could stretch into the summer. Parents of newborns and children who need prescription specialty formula have been scrambling to find formula wherever they can, including food banks and doctors' offices. Baby Chloe can't tolerate dairy and now can only drink one specific type of formula.
Just terrifying to think, what if I couldn't find her specific formula, because it's not like Chloe can just eat whatever is available.
The Biden administration has eased import rules for foreign manufacturers. President Biden invoked the Wartime Defense Production Act, and the U.S. military helped fly tons of formula in from Europe. In a statement Saturday, Abbott Nutrition said it, quote, "will ramp production as quickly as we can while meeting all requirements." The company says formula from the plant won't begin to show up on store shelves for about 3 weeks. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Abbott closed the Michigan factory in February after the FDA opened an investigation into 4 bacterial infections among babies who drank formula from the plant. 2 of them died. Well, a shortage in lifeguards have community pools in a pinch. In 6 minutes, we'll tell you why the shortage could lead to less time at the pool for you.
And a live look across the Arkansas River there. It was a beautiful start to the weekend, but we have some changes coming our way, including an increased chance for rain in our forecast next week, along with some other things as well. A look at your forecast is coming up.